Good evening. This is Joshua Hall, and this is discussion board number 6 over classroom management. I teach this semester drama, public speaking, and yearbook at Andale High School in Andale, Kansas. So I work predominantly with grades 9 through 12. My public speaking classes are both for college credit through Hutch Community College, and so I have upperclassmen for that. And then my yearbook and drama classes are both a nice spread of freshmen through seniors. So I get to kind of see all different age ranges and academic experiences. And so I get a nice diverse range of students to work with. So I would probably define my classroom management style as much more collaborative rather than like authoritative or relaxed. I like to demand that the students participate actively in their academic experience. And so I'm very collaborative when it comes to my classroom management style. As I mentioned, my public speaking class is through Hutch Community College for dual credit. Therefore, those kids specifically, I hold to the level of a college student. And that kind of just translated and carried over really well to my other classes as well. Both my drama and yearbook classes are very problem-based learning. I like to work that way collaboratively on projects rather than me standing in front of the kids really giving lectures. I think it's much more interesting for them. And so I hold them to the same level. That's the way I run my extracurricular, fall show, rehearsals, that sort of thing. Everybody is kind of held to that same standard of college level thinking and behavior. And so it's worked out really well for me so far. I am very fortunate that I work in a district that does not have very many behavior issues. The kids, are really there to do work. They show up every day ready to learn. And so thus far, I have not had many classroom issues. But I think I equate that also to the first weeks of school. I really hammered down my classroom rules and kind of, made it very apparent that this is how things were going to be done. We've been very fortunate. We've been in person since August 25th. Without any variation to a hybrid or remote model. I've had some kids, come in and out due to quarantine. I think me personally in class, I've had a couple positives. So I've had kids come in and out, but we work off of Google Classroom. And again, with these expectations set, there hasn't really been any issues. So the way I start class every day, I sometimes have a bell work or a bell ringer, not consistently. And so I always consider the start of my class are good things. We do Tell Me Something Good, where I ask the kids to tell me something positive happening in their lives outside of my class. I want to know what's going on when they aren't with me. And I think this really gets them engaged and invested, that I'm also invested in their personal lives. Next, we move on to our 3-breath focuser. Coming from the professional theater world, I picked up some really good focusing skills that actors use to focus their energies. And so we do the 3 breaths. First breath is to leave our baggage at the door. Second breath is to forgive others. And then the third breath is to forgive ourselves. All of them are accompanied by, an arm movement, the breathing in and out and physically moving those energies around. And then next we hit on our daily do's, or our let's get down to business moment of class, which is where we get into the objective that is to be accomplished that day. When students arrive to my class, they know that they're expected to sign in on our call board. Again, professional theater, all actors use the call board to sign in, and they know to go right there and initial that they are here. This cuts down on my attendance time. I can run right to the call board and go, okay, so-and-so's not here. But my classes are fairly small, so I also can just look around the room and see that. Even though I haven't had any behavior issues, I do have policies in place. It's my 3 strikes. One is a verbal warning. Second one is a written apology or acknowledgement of the behavior after a verbal warning. And then the third one is a call home and a trip to the principal's office. I've yet to have to use this. I've been very fortunate, but I do have that in place. And then lastly, I really kind of run my whole life off of, giving grace where grace is due, demanding grace back. If I'm going to give it, I demand the kids also give me grace when I need it. And then just a mutual respect for each other. Like I said, that collaborative process. I have a theater acronym on one of my boards that are kind of just like the rules of how to participate in my class, which is try new things, have fun, encourage others, accept feedback, try your best, respect yourself, your peers over yourself, and Mr. H, and then embrace mistakes and learn. It's worked really well so far. I would say I'm having more issues with behavior when I have to go and sub for any of my cohorts. Unfortunately, some of the other people in my division of the school don't run their classrooms as the same way that I do. And so the kids treat me entirely different outside of my room when I have to experience those times. And that's probably where I'm struggling the most. So if anyone has any suggestions on how to interact with my colleagues as to, have that respect for the way I run my things when he's around, and vice versa, how to handle the kids outside of my classroom when they think that it's appropriate to act a certain way that they know that I don't allow, but the other teacher in the room does allow. As a first year teacher, I think that's what I'm struggling with the most. So I appreciate everyone taking the time to listen and look forward to seeing everyone else's responses.